Why did President Obama win? The reason that he won is because he promised more things, more stuff, more free stuff to more people than did Romney. Or maybe put another way, President Obama won because he promised to steal more things from the people who didn't vote for him and give what he stole to the people who did vote for him. Because that's basically what an election is, right? An advanced auction on a sale of stolen goods. And there were more people who thought that that Obama would steal for them than who thought Romney would steal for them. In fact, many of the people who voted for Romney were the very people that President Obama was threatening to steal from to give the money for the people who voted for him. That's really, again, democracy in a nutshell. And I was thinking about it just last night, about all the money that we spent on this election. I think it was something like $8 billion, about $1 billion of it for the White House, and then the rest for all the Senate seats and all the House seats. And what do we have to show for that $8 billion of expenditures? We've got the same president. We pretty much have the same Congress. I think maybe the Democrats picked up 2 seats in the House. Not much of a difference. They did pick up a couple of seats in the Senate, but in any event, very little to show for $8 billion. And I really started to think about all the money that's spent on elections. And most of it, the big money, is in television ads. Think about that. All this money is spent running ads. But who really has their opinion swayed by a television ad? I mean, certainly not me. I mean, I decided who I wanted to vote for. The television ads meant nothing. And I'm sure that the majority of people who vote, it has nothing to do with the ads. I mean, you either you have a party affiliation, you identify with the Democratic Party or the Republican Party because you identify with basically their core principles, or they're the closest to what you believe. You've studied the issues. I mean, especially now with the internet. I mean, how hard is it to know an election is coming up on your own? Just go to a website, look at the various candidates, do a little research, and decide who you want to vote for. It doesn't matter about the television commercials. And I think the majority of people who voted for either Obama or Romney would have voted for them if they didn't spend a nickel on television commercials. So who are these commercials really aimed at? They're aimed at the people who don't really have any ideological affiliation. They don't really believe in anything. They have no core beliefs. Maybe they're the least informed of all the voters. They don't bother doing any of their own research. They don't look into what the candidates stand for. They just watch television, and then they see commercials while they're watching sports or soap operas or reality shows, and they see these commercials, and they base their decision on these commercials, right? These are probably the least informed and probably the least intelligent of the voters. Let's just call them idiots, right? They're the idiot vote. And who becomes president of the United States? It's whoever gets the most idiots to vote for them. I mean, that's basically what it boils down to. We spend billions of dollars trying to attract the votes of the idiots. And whoever can devise the cleverest ad campaign to convince the most idiots to vote for them is president. And pretty much that's how we determine the whole legislature, the whole Senate. Our leaders are elected by the idiots, right? And does that sound like it's any kind of effective way to run a country? Yeah, how do you run your country? Well, we let the idiots decide. We put it up to a vote, and whoever the idiots elect, well, that's our leader. And we do whatever the idiots want to do. I mean, does anyone believe that makes sense as an effective form of government? Because that's what a democracy is, right? It's basically we do what the idiots want to do. And it's a lot. It's like whoever can just promise the most free stuff. And, of course, idiots don't realize how expensive free stuff is. It sounds good. And if you don't really believe this, then look at California. California had 2 initiatives on the ballot to raise taxes. One failed, Proposition 39, and one passed, Proposition 30. Now, Proposition 39 basically was a tax increase for everybody. Everybody who had income taxes pretty much was going to have a tax increase under Proposition 39. Now, that one failed massively. 70% of the people voted, no, we don't want to raise taxes on everybody. But Proposition 30 only raised taxes on people that made more than $250,000 a year. That one passed. So, in other words, people voted not to raise their own taxes, but to raise somebody else's taxes. That's democracy.